if there are problems that are impacting multiple people, you're able to create solutions and then implement it eventually for yourself. That is the whole idea of it. So with these sprints, first is ideation, again, identify the challenges. Then you actually design the framework to solve these problems, then validate it within your company, and then come back and say, hey, this works, this doesn't work.
It was amazing how fast solutions came together or ideas came together. So the process itself is really powerful and works very well. And I do think there's a lot of value in that sort of cross collaboration from a lot of different angles and perspectives, where you're getting that insight that you just, you don't know what you don't know until somebody brings something up from their perspective or their world. And it really changes the dynamic of what we're able to consider.
There's not a one size solution for everything, every problem you encounter in your organization. Sometimes design thinking is not what you want to do. And I'm just being honest here. I think you start with defining what the problem you're trying to solve, and then decide if this is the approach that you need. When you read the books from the gentlemen that are, design thinking for your life, they say that, you design the problem. What is the problem? Define it. And then decide, is this a wicked problem? It cannot be solved traditional ways through engineering thought or computational thought or whatever, Lean Six Sigma thought maybe. Is it a people issue that is complex? Then you want design thinking. But if you're trying to solve a problem for technology, you don't necessarily have to do it. I ran design sprints a number of times and I had teams, but we were solving user interface issues. It still was a people issue, even though it was related to technology. So if you're dealing with people, yes, design thinking might be your best choice, but you have to say, what is the problem first?
That is absolutely right. Whether we use design thinking or whether we use other solutions, you're right, the first part is actually the definition of the problem, and that's what our plan is for today. And then based on what that problem is when you can define the framework of the solution, right? It could be design thinking, it could be brainstorm, whatever the case may be, but based on that problem definition, we can define how we actually go about solving that. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, another aspect to that problem definition is who's in the room, because you have perspectives from different parts of the organization that are going to see the problem very differently.
So this is the framework of the problem statement, right? What is the context? What is the evidence of it? Why does it matter? What's the impact of it? What is the root cause? So therefore, the opportunity is we want a scalable, personalized coaching through AI.
What stands out to me, and I've approached this more through like continuous improvement, like PDCA cycles, as opposed to design thinking. So there may be a difference here, and I apologize if I'm taking this in the wrong direction. One of the things that was really emphasized in my training in that space is not to define the problem in terms of the solution. So as I was looking at that page, I saw very clearly a problem around providing coaching and feedback. But when we say so, like what that last line where was to the, what we think we need to do is to provide scalable coaching through AI, that was setting off alarm bells to me. As isn't that just begging the question of what the right solution is? Is that the level that we want to be defining at this point, or is that maybe a premature step of here's how we fill that gap?
Yeah, that is very premature. So I was just showing you an example of the framework, right? So you're absolutely right. It's very premature. And the reason why we had that is because, the opportunity for the sprint happened because of the conversation on AI coaching,